So in this video, I will try to clear all the confusion regarding when to use for and when to use since with respect to time. So let's look at this example. Let's say this is Miss Jane, and let's say this is Mr. John, and they basically work for the same company. You can say they're colleagues or co-workers, whatever. So when they met each other for the first time, Jane asked John this question here, that how long have you been working in this company? So we know that whenever someone uses how long in a question, so that means that person actually wants to know duration of something. So if we try to make a diagram of this situation, so it will look like this. Let's say this point is the moment when B started working here. So in this scenario, B is basically Mr. John. So we will say this is John, and let's say this is the point, the moment when A asked that question to B. So A is here basically Jane, and B, as we know, that's John. So now if Jane wants to know the total duration from this point all the way to this point, then we have to use for. And if she want to know about this starting point, then we have to use since. So basically we have to remember these two things, that to talk about duration of something we are gonna use for, and to talk about the starting time of something we have to use since. So that's the main actually concept. When we want to talk about time period of something, then we have to use for, and to talk about the starting point of something, it's gonna be since. So now if we go back to our scenario, so here, so for this question, what John should answer, so John should reply like this, that I have been working here for almost 4 years. So as you can see that this is a time period, duration. So in this place you can put, let's say 2 months, then let's say 10 days, then you can say 5 hours, let's say 1 decade. So anything that represents duration or time period, you can actually place it after for. So now what will happen if Miss Jane makes some changes in the question, and if she adds a since here in the question? So now from here what we actually learned, that to talk about some the starting point of something, we're gonna use since, right? So for this question, John should answer like this, that I have been working here since 2021. So here 2021 is basically the starting his journey in this company, the starting of the journey in his company. And that has to be a specific time. You cannot put any time period after since. So for example, it can be any specific date, for example 10th March 2021, or it can be any specific month of the year, let's say July or June, or it can be a specific day of the week, let's say last Monday. So we can actually put this type of specific time after since. So that is the main concept. Everything depends on what information you actually need to provide. and based on that thing you need to choose whether you should use for or whether you should use since. Simple.